Welcome on board to Cstv News at 24 on Cstv. My name is Dr. Spencer. Now in the headlines, enforcing road traffic regulations is the responsibility of the Interior Ministry, says Joseph Bukari Likpe. Also coming your way, Minister for Trade outlines key gains achieved by the sector. On the international front also, says Tama will absolutely still be Prime Minister after Christmas. There's many more stories will be coming your way in tonight's news bulletin. CSTV News at 24 is brought to you by Rema Ocean Agency, Celeste Whitson Brown, Ansel Block Machinery and Block Manufacturing, Sarah's Dream Jewelries, KS Rafimix Company Limited, Yav Decorations, NAP Apartment Hotel, and Crystal Joe Pet Shop. Welcome back into our first story for tonight. Dr. Bawumia's Northern Team operation has backlash. Dr. Brian Echampo describing his call for Dr. Bawumia's removal as the party's flag bearer as intellectually dishonest. In a statement read by the Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party in the Northern Region, Yusuf Dajuma, the party said Dr. Echampo's claim was deliberate attempt to mislead the public.
In 1996, when John Ajekulu Kufuor contested the presidency for the first time, he won zero. I repeat, zero constituencies in what would today constitute 8 regions, 8 solid regions. Volta, Oti, Savannah, Northeast, Upper East, Upper West, Blue East, and Western North. Out of the 10 regions that existed at the time, Kufuor managed to win only one, which was just 10% of the entirety of the country. Dr. Bawumia, on the other hand, Dr. Bawumia's performance in 2024, winning 3 regions out of 16 is not an anomaly. I repeat, it's not an anomaly.
He also stated that elections are never determined by the actions of one individual.
It is intellectual dishonest to attribute the 2024 outcome solely to Dr. Bawumia. Such an approach would be unfair and overly simplist. Elections are never determined by the actions of one individual. To place the entire burden on the 2024 defeat on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is reductionist, ingenious, and contrary to historical evidence based on facts. While Dr. Bawumia remained the MPP strongest asset, our formidable candidate for victory come 2028. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not a candidate the MPP can afford to discard. He remains the most marketed, most recognizable, and arguably the most popular figure within the party today.
Move on to the transport sector. Transport Minister Joseph Bukari Likpe says when it comes to enforcing road traffic regulations, that responsibility belongs to the Interior Ministry. He clarifies that the Transport Ministry focuses on policy and systems, while the actual enforcement of traffic laws is handled by the Interior Ministry as government works to improve road safety nationwide. The Constitution Review Committee has proposed significant changes to the tenure and removal processes of the Chief Justice and other justices of the Superior Court. The proposals form part of a huge volume of recommendations by the Constitutional Review Committee, which was presented to President John Dramani Mahama by Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh.
Political corruption and other issues affecting politically exposed persons. So we are proposing an ethics and anti-corruption commission that can be cobbled together from some of the agencies we already have. So SRAJ has some anti-corruption work, not prosecution. We think SRAJ can just focus on human rights and ombudsman work. There's plenty of that for SRAJ to do. So we will take SRAJ's anti-corruption mandate, couple that together with what probably the OSP and other agencies currently do, and then create out of that mix a new commission, which would then handle cases of corruption, so that the AG can be freed to do, the international arbitration and the big constitutional cases and all of those other legal policy issues, reforming legal education, the profession and all of those things. And so we can see more of him. Now we don't see him at all because the anti-corruption work is taking all of his time. So we think he should be happy.
And now let's move on to the Eastern Region Chief of the Akwemufie Palace in the Eastern Region, Odeneho Kwafo Akoto III, has called on President John Dramani Mahama to help solve situations in the community as well as the country as a whole. The chief said this during the celebration of the Akwese Dai Kese Grand Deba. And now away to the tourism sector. The Minister for Tourism and Creative Arts Industry, Honorable Jifa Ablankomeshi, says the President recognizes the importance of culture, decided to realign the Ministry of Tourism to include culture and creative arts. According to her, the president did this because he recognizes that for tourism to thrive in the country, the strength really lies on culture and creative arts.
As my sons, who treat me also as a mother, it is the reason why, once again, I'm in your midst this afternoon. Let me continue to recognize the MP for Jirapa, Honorable Cletus Dapla, and cannot be listed here. But I want to urge that, as Ampim has told me, we want to encourage private sector to partner with us going forward in 2026. I can assure you, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that we will leave no stone unturned to make the potential that we see here thrive and have it as a legacy that we have left as leaders of this country. Indeed, it is our policy as a ministry to promote domestic tourism. Domestic tourism is what will urge the foreigners to come. I've used the example of the celebration of jollof rice in the world now. The world didn't know that we love jollof rice. But once we started telling the world and serving it, there's nobody who comes here or who you will meet outside this country who does not mention jollof rice. Before, it used to be the sports people. When you travel outside, you hear things like, you come from Ghana, oh, how is Abedipele? How is Asamoah? But now they ask Ghana jollof. So it is in appreciating who we are. It is in celebrating our identity that will attract the world to come and see what we have. So I can assure you, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that you will indeed see an improvement in our relationship as a ministry with the Eastern region as a whole, and particularly Akwamuman. Akwamuman, because of the way you open your arms to receive us. As I walked in to greet Omahene, I saw my people.
Jifa Ablanko, she also pledges that her sector will leave no stone unturned to nurture talents in the community.
As my sons, who treat me also as a mother, it is the reason why, once again, I'm in your midst this afternoon. Let me continue to recognize the MP for Jirapa, Honorable Cletus Dapla, and as I mentioned, my Deputy Minister, Honorable Yusuf Jaja, MP for Ayawaso North. So, Ohine, the President of the Republic of Ghana, recognizing the importance of culture, decided to realign the Ministry of Tourism to include culture and creative arts. He did this because he recognizes that for tourism to thrive in our country, our strength really lies on culture and creative arts.
Limited. So we block machines here, papa. None wants to assign a for dia. Any, not anyone answer company limited. You will conveyor block machine, hydraulic block machine, pallet, any block machines in one session. And nothing so. Block machines are open in every so ever. To show you point in the year. You was Princess Road 18 Junction. You need KFC Dino and an edition. Friday, I was 5,240 and I said 0540 725850. Answer blocks machines papa efie.
Welcome back from the commercial break. You're still live on Cstv News at 24 on Cstv. Now let's move on to business stories. Minister for Road, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu Ajari, has outlined key gains that the ministry has achieved while assuming plans for sustained engagement with industry stakeholders as part of its agenda for 2026.
The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, we say it's been a good year, even though what we inherited wasn't the best. As we speak now, we'll be able to start the reset agenda and start it very well. You will see that industry was visited. We met industry, we discussed issues, we solved them. Top was the repatriation of export proceeds, which was 60 days by the intervention of the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, led by my good self. We were able to increase it from 60 to 120 days. We are working closely with traders, we are working closely with agribusiness practitioners. This year alone, we were able to do the agribusiness dialogue. So now we have an agribusiness policy, we have a textile and garment policy draft, we have a draft bill for pharmaceutical, for component manufacturing, just to mention a few. I think that the staff has done so well. I have been able to achieve this with a supportive staff, with an amazing Deputy Minister, an awesome Chief Director, and top of the notch staff at the Ministry of Trade.
And moving on to other story, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, has revealed that his office will prosecute Akpalu of the Liberal Party of Ghana and related entities following investigations into an alleged financial crimes involving a cocoa board contract.
Cstv, Akpalu of the Liberal Party of Ghana. The Financial Intelligence Center flagged and filed a suspicious transaction report with First Bank Ghana Limited regarding transactions on an account belonging to Poma Universal Ghana Limited. That is a company owned by the said Kofi Akpalu. Following the STR, that is a suspicious transaction report by the FIC, the Economic and Organized Crime began an investigation into the matter. The investigations revealed that Poma Universal Ghana Limited, a business entity owned entirely by a lady called Ekua Poma, was a legitimate contractor that was awarded a feeder rose contract by Cocoa Board. The contract, which was valued at 29.5 million Ghana cedis, was awarded in December 2020. Although the project commenced and an initial amount was properly deposited into Poma Universal Ghana Limited, subsequent payments raised serious concerns regarding misrepresentation, forgery, and unauthorized handling of the checks. Our investigations revealed that Akpalu secretly incorporated another company, separate and distinct from Poma Universal Ghana Limited, also known as Poma Universal Ghana Limited, but deliberately added H to the Poma. So Poma is P-O-M-A-A, all right, Ghana Limited, which is a company which is owned by Ekua Poma. What the company that he incorporated added H to the Poma, so it became, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the same Poma, Poma Ghana Limited, Universal Ghana Limited. But the difference was just the H at the end of Poma.
On the international front, Labour Chair and Telly says Starmer will absolutely be the Prime Minister next Christmas. According to her, the minister has a clear vision for UK's renewal.
Of course, absolutely. As I said, people will really start to see and feel the change in their pockets. Keir's got a very clear vision for making sure that people can really deal with the cost of living, that public services will get back on their knees, on their feet, and he's building a Britain that is one that is tolerant, that is open, that is confident in itself, and that is really about renewal and investment in young people, as opposed to the division and the decline of the opposition. And I've sat around that cabinet table, and there's a team there that are ruthlessly focused on delivering on their day-to-day basis, whether it's the NHS, whether it's education, whether it's defence, whether it's housing. This is a team behind him that's determined to deliver on the promises that we made last year and to support a Prime Minister that's got a clear vision for a renewal of this country against division and decline that the opposition offer.
Sports update will be coming your way after the commercial break. Stay tuned. You are still live on CSTV News at 24 on CSTV. Welcome back from the break. Now, let's move on to sports update for tonight. Jamie Carragher has apologized to Chelsea fans as he names his team of the season so far. On the final football of 2025, he picks his Premier League team of the season so far.
I think Declan Rice just has the edge on Caicedo, but I just felt the impact of Xhaka this season for me is the biggest impact of a signing or effect on a team, if you like. It feels like he's just so important to Sunderland, so I just felt like he had to be in the team. So I apologise to Chelsea fans, as I seem to do a lot. But no, I couldn't find room for Caicedo because of those reasons. And also, I had to put Bruno Fernandes in. They're going to miss him. He doesn't miss too many games now he's injured, but I mean, you look at his numbers, sort of, I think he's still created the most chances, maybe got the most assists in the Premier League, or certainly very close.
He's the outstanding chance creator in the Premier League.
Yeah,
sure.
He is. And
even playing from a deeper position, which is amazing.
Let's tell sports news. Brighton and Hove Albion manager Fabian has confirmed the club is having ongoing regular discussions regarding potential January transfer window moves, but has kept his options open regarding how active they will be.
Yeah, he's my captain, he's my skipper. I think we know his value. He proved it this season so far. Although he had a tough start, he really fought himself back into the season. He had some great performances, and he's the leader on the pitch, beside the pitch. That's why we're happy that he's back. Yeah, we had an open exchange with him, with his agent. So I think the rumors they're just noise. He's back in our environment now. We have some clear values, some clear principles we want to see from every player. And we know that Harry Howell has big potential, that Harry Howell can be a big player for us. But first of all, it's about work, it's about hard work, it's about delivering it like every day, every training session. I have to go inside and I have to think about sending him to a doping test because he was so good in training. So that's what I demand from the young players. That's what I see from them, what I want to see from them, and therefore, if he's doing that, he has a big chance to be a great player for us. So that's why, just noise, just rumor. I'm really looking forward to. We have definitely, because we have a regular exchange, and that's why we always try to understand what is best for the club, to understand what is best for the individual players, and therefore, yeah, the transfer market will be open, and let's see if he will be active.
Legacy Ray Sports partnered Matchroom to produce a historic night of boxing at the University of Ghana. Although there were many brilliant performances, the fight of the night was a grudge match between two former sparring partners from South London, Dan Aziz and Greg Richard. In the end, Greg Richard secured a 12-round knockout over Dan Aziz to take the vacant IBF International Light Heavyweight title. And this is where we end tonight's news bulletin on CSTV. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Enforcing road traffic regulations is the responsibility of the Interior Minister, says Joseph Bukari Nipe, Minister for Trade, outlines key gains achieved by the sector so far on the international front. Also says Tama will absolutely still be Prime Minister after Christmas. And this is where we draw curtains for tonight's news bulletin. CSTV News at 24 was brought to you by Rema Ushering Agency, Celeste Tom Brown, Amstel Block Machinery and Block Manufacturing, and NAP Apartment Hotel. My name is Dr. Spencer. Good evening.